Day 16. I made it. Wow. It's almost 2 weeks. Oh, it's actually more than 2 weeks. Wow. It's a lot of information to get through. So, let's see. We're currently interrupting all the regular broadcasts with more Arcturian codes. Hopefully to break through some of the standard holy consensus mind control system, brainwashing us from birth. Yeah, you know, somebody famous once said, you know, we've got like a dozen flavors of ice cream. It's interesting how strange it is people look at you weird when you're talking about different time systems. Just curious thought I'd share with you before I begin. Good Earth spin! What another amazing Earth spin again. Wow, so lucky. Day 16, better check the Galactic time device. Today in the Galactic time device it says yellow cosmic human. So that means we've reached the end of the wave spell, which started off with the day of the Emperor. And that's when, yeah, that's when the Arcturians left me that ankh and the staff. Yeah. So a whole wave spell, that's the sun wave spell we're completing just now, with the yellow cosmic human. I endure in order to influence, transcending wisdom. I seal the process of free will with a cosmic tone of presence. I'm guided by the power of intelligence. Arcturian intelligence. Indeed. So it's a yellow day, got my yellow Alex Gray psychedelic shirt on. Hope you're ready, you know. I'm just being me, you know. It's been interesting to even observe, watching some of the videos of the last however many days. You're getting me 100%. All parts of me. This isn't a glamour presentation. I'm not doing it for kicks. Yeah? So you're just gonna get me being myself the whole time. If there's something you don't agree with, please feel free to leave a comment or whatever. I'm about the maths and precision and things adding up. It's my purpose. So yeah, just some more things to contemplate, roll over in your minds. I'm not here to convince you of anything, but if you're not actually convinced yet after so many episodes, really question how you make decisions. Do you ever use maths in your decisions, or is it all just words? That actually does concern me as a human being with access to Arcturian intelligence. Another thing to contemplate. What else do I... Oh yeah, hello world. Yeah, and greetings to everyone on your unique path. Say hello to the crystal. There you go. Crystal. Yeah. Day 16. Day 16. It's the Towers, number 16. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Thunder. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Thunder. Thunderstruck. Yeah. Thunderstruck. Not just thunder though, it's like pretty volcanic as well. And I'm looking at it's very volcanic. It looks like a volcano exploding. I think the codes have been a bit confused over the thousands of years of corruption, so I'm here to set records straight. Today's about volcanoes, but this sort of, you know, it's still, it's got the energy of it, you know, like yeah. So yeah, right. Wipe the board, back in a second. I'm back, got my green pen today. I like my green pen. So day 16 is a tower, and we're talking about a number 16, and in relation to yesterday we're talking about the 72. Now, the other cycle connecting in today is a 230 year cycle, and I'll be showing images on the projector about that in a bit, and also pages from my book. If you do have my book, worthwhile checking out. That's the wrong spreadsheet. Where's the right spreadsheet gone? Can't find it. I'll be put on a projector in a second. So 230. Hopefully you can see all those numbers there. So that's 3 different cyclic patterns fitting together, including the cycles in my book, very closely matching. And we are talking about whole numbers here, so this investigation is a holistic, it's an investigation that covers all aspects together. That's what holistic is about. It includes all the parts as one. So they each help you refine the other one by looking at them deeper, investigating them for better accuracy. You can see how all the cycles fit together. That's what I've been discovering. That's been what's inspiring these videos, and I'm still in the process of discovering it. But I don't think I should just keep this information to myself, regardless of just how accurate it is already, because it is already fairly accurate. I'm just neatening out the corners now, really. Really, that's all I'm doing. So these are fractal codes from my book. 3 of those. So that's Trinity there. 3 here. Then you got the 5 here, and then 16. That's times 72. I spoke about the 72 yesterday. Oh yeah. I've had this image on my fridge for quite a while. This one here, which is 12 times 19. And 12 times 19 is actually 228. And what's interesting about that to me is at one point I was doing some calculations here, linking it up with the 372. So that's worth looking at, because what we're talking about here is fractals. So it's curious to me that this roughly 230-year cycle is a phi ratio fractal to the 372. Maybe the reason also why it fits together in this bigger pattern, potentially. And since all these numbers are based off of nature, it's not really surprising that they do fit together, since nature's all fit together, and that's how we're here, that's how life exists. It's because of the unity of all these cycles of nature that we live in. The Gregorian calendar did not create life. Natural cycles create life. So these are things that really need to be pointed out. Sadly, I didn't realize, but that's what needs to be done. You know, the Gregorian calendar is a taxation system. It's an administrative system. Yeah? This is a science of nature. Natural cycles. So I like that one. It's quite a cool one. 12 times 19. Right. I am that I am. You too, Sparky. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Alright, projector time! Hooray! Back again, magic symbol. Today's magic symbol. Projector. So this is that page from a book I couldn't find. It's actually page 121. And this is roughly 2,500 years of precise spreadsheet mathematics. Which is how I came up with the 372, 391, which connects up here with the cycles of the 230 and the 72. And obviously I already talked about the 62 connecting up with it in episode 6 maybe. Anyway, all the cycles connect up in different ways. And this one is important because here's a draft image I made. And this one is about where we are now with these total solar eclipses on the spring equinox. The first of which is when I published my book, and I saw these as portals, shifts in time, shifts in consciousness. But it looks like nature also goes through shifts during this time as well. So we're all connected, and really, what's the future about? It's a non-polluted future is what we want. Not so sure about all the CO2 nonsense, but definitely we don't want to have a polluted future. If it's going to be getting colder, we want clear skies. This will make sense to me as a cyclist. So, here's the codes for that. That's 3 total solar eclipses on the spring equinox, different geometries in the background. I've turned them black hole suns as well. They're on the spring equinox, so that's the birthing of the year. So to me, these are like this is like an archetypal system. I'm still making sense out of. By no means have I shared with you everything. I'm like writing another book at the moment. You're basically getting like prequel before it happens, because that's what I'm inspired to do. So black hole suns, that's on here in the graphic. If you look at it, you'll find these points where they're yellow. The points that are yellow are 3 total solar eclipses on the spring equinox. Just how I timed the entire thing that went into that mammoth spreadsheet that then turned into that massive graphic on the Celestial DNA Time Spiral website page, which I wrote the whole book about. Really, it was all lead up to that. Because that's the bit I did the most work on. So these dates are important, like over here, you'll see around about the time 535, if you look up that year, 535 AD, massive volcano, like no summer the next year, this sort of experiences, maybe no summer for a couple of years. And a similar thing happened in 1815, I think, as well. So these events do happen, but the timing of them, what is it that causes the shifts in the crust? What's the pressures? Is it shifts in the energies of the solar system? Does the solar system change harmonics? I think it does actually. That's what these codes are talking about, because it's taking 391 years instead of 372 for phenomena to reoccur. So what's causing that difference of 19 years? Well, these are the questions that need to be answered. That's the truth. Especially if they fit up with all these different fractals, and then which connect up with phenomena. You know, because I mean the 535 is literally at the beginning of one of these triple total solar eclipses on the spring equinox. And we've just started one of those, so we've just moved into one now. So this potentially is a heightened point of transition. Transition. Here's a much better resolution one than yesterday. As you can see at the top it says Global Weather Oscillations Inc. World Temperature Forecasts. And down here, yeah, it says 230 years down here. And peaks, and he's rounded it to 70 years for the peaks. So you've got these peaks, and then more peaks, and all the rest of it. If you count it all up, and then you find that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe of the 230s, and then you divide that by 72, you get 16 pairs of peaks. If you count out the number of peaks, it's about 32. Again, these are geometric numbers to connect up with an organic system. So it's generally, just to explain that again, the geometric is the average, so the fluctuation will always balance out on the average. However, it will fluctuate this way and this way, which is the organic fluctuation. Okay, so the geometrics give you a better idea how it's going to average out. The organics give you the precision, because then you find out how it fluctuates, what's the pattern of the fluctuation itself, what's inside that. Yeah. So different researchers here, all losing their funding, and their numbers all add up to the same thing. That's very interesting. Won't be seen in the mainstream news though, will it? Probably not. Interesting, that. Funding cut. Most people don't listen to what you're saying. Oh well. It's your loss. I'm just sharing information. I think it's pertinent because it all adds up. Unfortunately, most people talk to me about my words in my book. They don't understand the words. I really would recommend that you just add up the numbers. The numbers come first. The numbers came first for me to write the book. It wasn't the words that came first. The numbers came first. Then I wrote the book to explain the numbers. I don't know. So there we go. Volcanoes. Spreadsheets. Yeah, there's a few more here. They're not as good resolution though. This one was from yesterday. So, there we go. So this is another one here. This is another one here talking about 230 with 65. They've got 65 in their investigation. I think this is to do with, is it El Nino maybe? So that's something else. I haven't actually covered El Nino yet. So, there's people looking at these cycles as, connecting, not just separate cycles, but connecting together. That's that one again. There is a different language. Yeah, and to point out here, there was like a little ice age down here in one of these dips. There's those 9 pulses. 72. Yeah. Yeah. So a bit more information there. Again, Global Weather Oscillations, so that's David Dilley, Sir, again. Natural cycles, nature rules. I think he's suggesting there could be a volcano 2030, is what his estimates are according to the natural cycles. Doesn't mean it will happen, it's just saying greater potentials. And I think these are things that we should pay attention to, you know, like we have a lot of people living next to volcanoes. I'm pretty sure there's people making sure, you know, they've got like, you know, radar on the volcano. But, you know, are they aware of these different natural cycles? Because maybe there's points in time when it's more likely something's going to happen and they should have more people watching the radars. Maybe. What do you reckon? Who knows? It's a problem with a compartmentalized culture. Huh? Brutally honest. It's a problem. Everybody keeps secrets, nobody really talking about the whole truth. It's a real problem for us as a species. Yeah, big problem. Well, there's so much fucking lies as well. Oh dear. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a real shame actually. What are we gonna do with all that? Hey, what are we gonna do? I know what we're gonna do. Go and download my book for free, cyrus.org. Check out all the codes on infinitycodes.net. And remember, the truth will set us free. If it doesn't, it's not the truth. I think we've been enslaved for long enough. Thank you very much. Not that I should really be thanking you for my slavery, but I didn't actually ask for it. And claiming that we're free now, apparently, in the free world. Not entirely sure about that either. Check the maths again, please. Really appreciate it if you could check the maths again. What's that? Yeah. Sparky is asking you to check the maths again as well. So that's me and Sparky. Yeah? You need to check the maths. Sorry. Words just not enough. It's like words. You know, talking about having one apple compared to having one apple is the difference between words and numbers. Practical use. I mean, what's the practical use of all this knowledge? Well, I mean, you know, I've got my highest security clearance from the Arcturians, so I needed to get permission from an extraterrestrial source of beings who exist beyond time and space to allow me to talk to you about all this information, because our own culture is too ignorant to actually listen to it. I'm not entirely sure why, but that's my general experience. That's interesting. Yeah. Arcturians recommend check the maths again. Definitely. Check the maths. Worth doing, you know, like, just doing it once is not enough. You need to keep checking the maths. We're one species. Yeah? We're one. 12 flavors of ice cream, but only one Gregorian calendar. This is the global standard for business. I think that's a bit silly, really. Doesn't sound very free to me. Sounds like another form of slavery, really. Slavery to a certain mindset that maybe more people prefer. That's interesting as well. I'm not a Roman. Check out episode 7 as well. I talk about alternative ancient knowledge about the original 7. That was fun. End of episode 7 for that one. It's a fractal. We're all one. Yes, we are. whether you think you know you have the unified field theory of everything or not, will still already exist inside the unified field theory anyway, because that's what life is. It's how what creates life is the unified field theory that we're trying to discover. I mean, do you actually think about any of these things? Where you spend all your research funding on what? Really? Okay. Well, this is for all the mums. This is blessings for all the mums throughout all eternity. And this is magic. Yeah. I didn't create that. I mean, I created this. I didn't create the magic though. Our ancestors created the magic. Yeah. They etched it in stones so that we wouldn't forget. We still forgot though, didn't we? Intense. The tower is intense. Yeah, what's the tower? It's going to fall down. That's what's going to happen. So it's intense. Yeah, need a bit of intensity. Yeah. You know, consciousness is still like whoop 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 whoop. It's up there. You know, you can't turn it down now. No, you had that time. There's no like just turning consciousness down now. The consciousness is up permanently now. That's what the shift's all about. It's just up. It's awakened. It's up. Permanently. Natural time fractal matrix. Codes of our ancestors. Codes of nature. Sun, the moon, and the earth. Eclipses. Are more real than the Gregorian calendar, which is a taxation system. Okay, they're not the same thing. At all. Couldn't be more different. See you tomorrow for another fun and exciting episode of checking the maths out, seeing how it all fits together. Tomorrow's going to be very exciting. Tomorrow's going to be about cosmic rays. Cosmic rays and all kinds of extraterrestrial frequencies, different occurrences in cosmos, which our planet exists in the solar system, which exists in this galaxy. We already exist in this galaxy, you know, we're this species, but we exist in this galaxy. Yeah, pretty cosmic, really. Happy end of the wave spell. That's the completion of the wave spell. Tomorrow we start a new one. Okay. Blessed be. Blessed be.